Hello, hello. Let's see if there's anybody out there. I don't see anybody yet out there. Hey, there's Bear. What's up, buddy? Hey, there's Bear. What's up, buddy? I'm getting down to the end of my cottonwood stash there, Bear. We need to work out a deal, buddy. Get down to the end of my cottonwood stash there, Bear. We need to work out a deal, buddy. Get down to the end of my cottonwood stash there, Bear. I gotta turn this other one down. It's too loud. Can you hear that fan I've got running in the background? I got one good, or like one large piece left after this one. So I ain't completely out, you know. Maybe I'll carve you up something nice or something we can make a trade. Or I just buy it off of it. All right, I got the volume down on the other thing here, so maybe I won't hear that. Hey, Mr. Roy, thank you for coming, sir. I'm going to make my second attempt at a chisel carving here. See how it goes. I'm definitely watching my fingers. I got myself pretty good on the last one there. It still hadn't healed up all the way. And I didn't even poke myself. I actually just ran my finger into it. There's baby kisses. Hello, dear. Thank you for coming. And see if I can make all you chisel carvers proud. But I definitely do not know what I'm doing. I'm just kind of winging it. I'm gonna try to get it cleaned off enough that I can get the carving in it. Hello, Sella. Hope that's how you pronounce that. Thank you for coming. There's Moms. Hey, Missy. Hope you're doing well. I'm going to see if I can recreate that last one I made. That last little face that I put out there for you guys. I'm going to try to do it again. They have a show, Missy and her husband Frank, they have a show every day at 5 o'clock. Well, most every day at 5 o'clock. It's just a hang around and chat kind of situation. Sometimes play 21, things like that. It's always a real good laid back time over there. Trying to get down to the meat of this piece of wood. It's going to end up having a bunch of cracks in it once we start carving. But again, this is not my area of specialties. Not that I have one. So I'm just kind of trying to fill it out. I am interested to learn this. I appreciate everybody being here. Yeah, Mr. Roy, I don't really have any gloves. I'm just trying to be extra careful, keep my hands away from it. They are sharp. This is that set of chisels that I got at the flea market. I paid $10 for the whole set, brand new out of the box. I just dropped one of them, but there were 6 of them all together. It's a company called Jorgensen, perhaps. That's how you say that. But they looked like they had been sitting there for a really long time. The package they were in wasn't really so much clear anymore. It started to yellow, I guess from being out in the sun and stuff. But anyway, he had $20 marked on it, and we talked him down to 10. He was glad to let him go, I guess, so he didn't have to deal with them anymore. Seemed like no one was interested in them. They'd been sitting there for a while. I thought it was worth giving a try anyway. Thank you, Missy. I appreciate that. Thank you, Sella. I hope I'm not saying your name wrong. The thing I love most about this chisel carving is that it's not all that noise involved with the Dremels. You don't have a vacuum running. I would tell you the truth and say I'm not even wearing safety glasses or a mask right now, but if I did that, somebody would probably gonna fuss at me. But I don't think this is too awful dusty. I do have a lot of fans going. Oh, I'm certainly not the best seller, but I am learning. I want to learn. I want to get better at it. I definitely would prefer to do this kind of carving as to the Dremel carving. Not that I think it's any better or anything like that. I know a lot of folks get kind of touchy when it comes to what should and should not be used for wood carving, but whatever gets the job done, I guess, in my opinion. But I just like the quietness of it, the sound that the blade makes on the wood. I want to leave a lot of these, I mean, as much of it as I can, these spots like that. Kind of like on the one that I made, the Dad one, it's missing some spots. Like I just never tried to continue his beard there because there was nothing there. And the same with his mustache, there just was nothing there. So just, I like the way it looks. But if I can keep some of that in this one, I want to try to do that. Oh, I love the cross too, Sella. That cross came from my stepfather, who has gone on now. He made that in the machine shop that he used to operate. Sure, if I mention the company's name, most folks have heard of it. It's called Charlotte Pipe and Foundry. They make a lot of the PVC pipe and fittings and stuff used in plumbing. And he was responsible for making the molds out of, the aluminum that they would pour the plastic into to make the T's or the couplings or the, all the different fittings and things. So that's where that came from. It's something I guess he made one day while he was there at work. That was my stepfather, Bill Hammond. We miss him very much. He was a good man. I wish I had easy access to this kind of stuff too, Mr. Roy. This is some of that stuff that Bear was so kind to send to me. I think he sent a lot out to different folks. But it is a lot of fun to carve in. I'd gotten one smaller piece a while back from Amy Jo. She sent it to me. And it was a lot of fun. I got a couple carvings out of the piece, but not a lot. But it kind of got me hooked, just that little piece did. Just carved so nice. But I had noticed that if you get too rough with it, it'll crack easy too. The wood spirit that I had carved last, it's got a big chip. You can see it. It runs all the way through it. Comes all the way around it. It's still nice and secure, but if you got too crazy right there, a big hunk of that would chip right out. So I guess it's easy or better to be light-handed with it. Oh, that's no problem, Miss. I think you guys have a wonderful thing going on over there. Everybody just comes in, can be themselves, and talk about whatever's on their minds for the most part. Let's see if I'm missing anything. Baby Kisses is agreeing with the fact that Bear was so kind to send out all that bark. I'm not sure where it grows, Mr. Roy. I guess maybe further north than where I am in America. Maybe Bear would have the answer to that question. So I'm not sure if I understand your question about what we're covering. That stuff's still flaky right there. I think I'll have to get down past that. Yeah, I had to glue that nose back on, Baby Kisses. That nose is, you can sort of see that line right there, that darker line. But yeah, it popped off. I was carving and I was kind of using the bridge of its nose as a pivot point, and it snapped it right off. So I learned quick not to do that. Okay, so Bear sent stuff out to Aiden. I can't remember. It's like 60%. I'll tell you what, try to send something to New Zealand, Bear. It's cheaper to buy a plane ticket for that package. And then, I understand exactly why they did it, but then they rejected it once it got there and sent it right back to me. But at least they didn't charge me for the return shipping. I was grateful for that. You can't send raw wood out to New Zealand. They have very strict bio laws. I tried to send Matt a carving that I'd made, and I was going to send him some raw pieces of this red cedar. So perhaps he could make some of his jewelry with it. I think it's really pretty wood, but their customs wouldn't let it come through because it still had the bark and things on it. I'm going to roll back up through these comments here so I can see what everyone's saying. I bet oak's hard to carve in, Mr. Roy. All right, so let's see. I'm gonna try to get this little flake right here off so I can see it. Trying to get out there already, but I think we might be in good shape to start putting some shapes of his face in. Trying not to cut it too flat. I did that on the other one and ended up having to go a lot deeper than I wanted to because I was afraid of that crack that I was showing you earlier. Baby Kisses, when I snapped that nose off, I was looking all over for some super glue. Apparently I had none. So I went to my 13-year-old daughter and she had some fingernail glue. But it worked out just right. Yeah, they'll check that stuff, Mr. Roy. They're going to make sure that we ain't trying to send contraband through there. But I could tell they had opened up that box that I'd sent Matt too. They sent him some kind of, he told me he knew about it before I did, but I guess they'd sent him some kind of email or something notifying him that he had something, but I guess they weren't going to let him have it. That was a bummer. But I guess it's the thought that counts, right? No, he didn't get it. They went. I asked if perhaps they could just like remove the raw wood out of it and let him have just the carving, but I guess because it was all in the same box and all that, I guess it was contaminated. Or maybe you're talking about the stuff you sent to Perry. Let's see, that piece is still, that's going to come off. Yeah, it was pretty crazy, Bear. It's kind of a bummer. It was cool, man. I spent some time on that thing. I even wrote him a nice little, personal note on the back of it. Even included a Bible verse that reminded me of him. Had it all clear coated, nice and neat up under it so it wouldn't get rubbed off. But they said no. But I sent him lots of pictures. So, and there is a video of it. I guess if he ever felt like looking at it, he'd still have some access to it. Hey, there's DeLand. What's up, buddy? We're going after another chisel carving here. If I can quit digging all the middle out, I might just leave that. It'd be cool if I could make that his eyes somehow. Like tears or something, that might be neat. If I could fit his nose in here, I'd have to go up a little higher. I have that right in the corners of where his eyes would be. Y'all sure those fans aren't too loud? They're extremely loud to me. I'm gonna turn them off if it's being a distraction. All right, nobody hears the fans. That's good. I sure do. I got one of the big shop fans sitting in front of the bay door here with it up, trying to suck some of this air out. It's like, well, it's only 90 something, but you know, with the heat index or whatever, it says 104 right now. It's humid. We got a big storm last night. I was looking before I went live at my past ones. It looked like the last one I did was 3 months ago. Sure didn't seem like that in my mind. No, Perry said he got himself a set of chisels recently. I saw that wood spirit he had worked on. I don't think he had a video. I think he just had some, pictures on his posts or whatever. It was looking pretty good. I'm excited about this chisel carving thing. I want to get better at it. We haven't, Bear. We've been getting them like crazy. We got one Friday night that was nuts. We had limbs in the yard and all kinds of stuff Saturday morning. I can't speak. I spent a good little chunk of the day cleaning up after that. Been getting a lot of stickers lately. Got raised just the other day. Exchanged addresses with old Pat, so we'll get one from him pretty soon too. Now they don't let me play with this stuff in the house, baby kisses. it ain't so bad. I'm in my shop. I got all the windows open and the fans on. It's nice and breezy. I'm not even really sweating at the moment. I'm kind of used to it though. I work out in it all day, every day. They don't have air conditioning fans running until after we leave. If you're gonna work outside in any capacity in South Carolina, you better get used to it. I don't know what it is. Columbia is called the famously hot city. I believe it. Well, Bear had some wild weather, it looks like, a few Saturdays ago. Lost some fruit trees too. No, ma'am, I'm not an electrician on power lines. I wire houses. Not to toot my own horn, but I wire large custom houses. Like some of them are really big. We're working on one right now that has a Lutron Maestro system in it. That's what it's called. Which, basically, the whole house is controlled by a computer, or these giant computers that we'll be installing on it. And it's got all this automation to it. The guy doesn't even have to be anywhere around and has complete control over everything that is hooked to an electrical supply line in the house. For the most part, not every single thing. I mean, but everything's hooked to it. Every light in the house is hooked to it. He's got a few. It is crazy. He's got a golf simulator out back by the pool. On the opposite side of the pool is the giant pool house, and all those things are controlled by the same computer that's inside the main house. So we had to go out a while ago and put a lot of conduit in the ground to pull from each of those outbuildings back to the main house. All that'll get tied into his computer. But we're just now getting started actually in the wiring process of it. I'll shoot a couple videos or something from there, let you guys see what I'm talking about, and know that I'm not just blowing smoke, because it's pretty ridiculous. And, not that I think he's on here watching, so I won't say his name or anything like that, but I will tell you that this gigantic, I don't even want to say how many square feet it is, because I don't know for sure, and I'll probably be less than if I guess the number, but it was all paid for by pizza. He owns several Little Caesars locations around this area. Well, not really this area, but in South Carolina. And $5 pizza's paid off for him, that's for sure. But, good for him. It's very nice place. I'm sure that man has worked hard for a long time to have it. You don't just, I guess you don't just accidentally find money like that laying around anywhere. I'm sure he had to work for it. He seems like a very down-to-earth fella. You can talk to him about the job you're trying to do, and he don't just say, well, I want it done this way, and start throwing money around. He'll at least listen to what you got to say, But it's going to be nice once we get it finished. I'm excited to see how it turns out. Hope I don't mislabel something. If we get anything crazy in that house, we're going to have problems trying to straighten it back out. But I don't think it'll be like that. It's something else. I will shoot a few videos and stuff, let you guys see it. No, it doesn't have any kind of solar panels, baby kisses. It's nice. It's really nice. He's got a giant gun safe that's built into the house. It's right next to the yoga room, which seems kind of like an oxymoron to me, but whatever. He's got a giant exercise room. It's tons of stuff. He's got car lifts out in the garage, like at Jiffy Lube or whatever, He raises cars up, I guess, and work on them, things like that. I don't know. It's something else. It's something I don't think I'd want it if I could afford something like that. That just seems like a lot to me. But yes, to make a short story long, baby kisses, I wire houses. not the power lines. All right, I think we'll get started. We're going to cut in top of his head first. I'm just going to try to do the same process I did on the last one and hope for the best. I'm going to try to leave some of this stuff on the sides of his head. Here's Suzanne. Hey, Suzanne, thanks for coming. Oh, I see Billy too. I don't think I said hello to you, sir. Thank you for coming. I'm going to try to do another chisel carving. I'm not going to try to do it without drawing on it. Y'all see just how bad I am at this, because I can't draw a straight line, much less a symmetrical curved line. They're always off on one side or the other. The eyeballs, the cheeks, the beard, everything. I don't know why I have such a hard time with these faces. But I want to keep practicing. I want to get better at it. They look really cool when you get them right. Not that I've got very many right, but I have got a few that at least I was pleased with anyhow. Who's that? Oh, there's Creation Dust, Josh and Casey. Thank you guys for being here. All right. I'm going to give him a little more head because I'm going to try to put hair on him like I did that last one. Huh. Bear, you said it kind of looked like me. You know who I think it looks like? And I wish I would have noticed this before I released the video, because that would have been really impressive if I would have meant to do it. Doesn't it look a lot like Phil Robertson? He just doesn't have his bandana. You know, he just passed recently. That could have been a tribute to Mr. Phil. I think he does anyway. He needs a bandana with some sunglasses on instead of his hair. There's Michael. What's up, buddy? You see what I'm talking about right there? At the top of his head, where this eyebrow will be, is way closer than this section of the top of his head. Can't get him right. It does, doesn't it, Delaney? It really does. I certainly didn't do it on purpose, but I wish I would have told everybody I did. Dad won that one. If he wants to tell everybody that's who it is, he's welcome to. Oh, Suzanne, Rhinestone Suzanne got to meet Jace some years ago, she says. That's cool. They seem like a wonderful family. I hope they're really like that in real life. You know what they say, never meet your heroes. That's not to say they're not. Not at all what I'm saying. I have never met any of those people. All right, I'm gonna find my eraser. I've already got a mess. If I don't get rid of that line, I'll think for some reason I had it there. All right, I think that'll be all right. Let's get started here. I don't know if this is the proper technique or not. This is how I've been going at it. So just trust in my process. Hope for the best. Are they really that long, baby kisses? Maybe it's just that tattoo and that ring that makes it look like that. You want to see how soft the Whittler really is? That's a Maya Angelou quote from my wife. It says, "My heart and your heart." It's the first line of one of her poems. It says something like, "My heart and your heart, you carry it with you everywhere you go." shoot, I'll merge the rest of it, but that's the first of it. If I'm being really quiet, I'm trying not to stab myself. Alright, I think that's pretty well, dude. Hey, there's Matt Carbs. Thank you so much for being here, buddy. Glad to see you. It seems like it's been a little while. Hope everything is going well for you, sir. Oh, yeah, that's right. Deland and Amy Jo got a little beef going on here. It sounds like they're going to have a carving competition. A friendly little beef, I should say. Matt, this is my second attempt at chisel carving. I finished one. I don't know if you saw, but I'll show you. I actually gave it away to Dad on that Ancient Artifacts Challenge. I thought it turned out pretty well. I'm still using your Viking's eyes. I have such a hard time doing eyes. But thank you for that little lesson in eyes, though. It works out good. I like that style anyway. And then I don't have to keep ruining pieces of wood just because I ruined the eyes. Thank you kindly, sir. Thank you. I appreciate it, Matt. Yeah. Oh, Becky Kisses used to write love letters too. We still do every now and then, but I mean, you know, we've been married for 14 years now. She knows I love her as much as I know she loves me. I try to get a proper nose on this thing. I don't have great success with noses either. You know, the more I talk, the worse I sound at this. See, that's not even close to being symmetrical again. That side's too high. All right, see you later, Suzanne. Have fun at the gym. A little piece just chipped out right then. I hope that don't make the rest of his nose chippy. I'm sure y'all can't hear it, but those of you that have heard it know that that is a beautiful sound right there, cutting through that bark. That ASMR stuff that all the people are into, that's definitely some of that. I don't think I will attempt to put eyes in this one either. I'm gonna just do it like I did the last one. feel more confident doing that than I do trying to actually carve the eyes. I'm going to get some pieces of wood and just actually practice the eyeballs. It's something that I admittedly don't do. I don't practice anything very much. I just try to go for it. If it comes out, it comes out. If it don't, it's, you know. Don't typically carve the same thing twice very often either. Not for any particular reason. Let's move on to the next thing, I guess. Deeper. Yeah, definitely not be able to send cottonwood bark to New Zealand. I was just telling them that story a little before you came in, Matt. Because Mr. Roy has a story about something he was trying to send Perry. Sounds like he kind of had some issues with it. If I wasn't reading it wrong, I believe that's what he was saying. But yeah, it's too bad. But I definitely understand why they would reject something like that. You know, no hard feelings to the Customs Department in New Zealand. I did see Kat's new carving shed, Michael. That's going to be a nice place. She was asking, like, well, you know, guess what it used to be. I have no idea. Maybe some kind of dairy barn or something. She said, didn't she tell us she was moving to New York? I think. I know, you know, New York has got a lot of dairy farming going on in it. Or maybe that was some kind of bottling house or something like that for the milk. I don't know. I think I'm going to end up losing those two pieces before it's over with. That's all right. It's kind of looking like his mustache now. I do like that green mossy stuff that's on it like that. It looks really, really cool. I've seen people do like fairy villages and stuff on these pieces of cottonwood and then leave a lot of that on there, like on the little mountainside part of their village. It looks really nice. It's a nice, like, I guess, the effect of moss or something. Starting to get a nose come out there. I really haven't. I've used just mainly these two chisels. I don't really haven't tried these other ones that came with it. But I do have a little cheap set like this. I use these to cut some of the hair details in on that other one. You know, I know these aren't proper tools, but get started with them. See how it goes. Anyway, somebody is waving at Urban. Oh, there's Urban. Hey, buddy. Appreciate you coming. That needs to go down deeper. trying to keep it kind of pushed against this block of wood up here. Sometimes they get off center and slide off to the side. Take a little bit off right there. I hope everybody's having a good Sunday. We went to the early service this morning. Started at 9. We were back here by 4:11. All right, see you later, Deland. Appreciate it, buddy. I think we're getting deep enough, at least on this side anyway. Should probably stop before I go way too deep. Oh yeah, we were talking about Michael's leg. He says he's getting a lot better and he is walking about normal. Thank the Lord. Amen. Thank the Lord. It's good news, buddy. Man, his nose way off. He's gonna end up with a small nose. I'm not gonna be able to fix that without cutting it off the other side. That's all right. Let's see what we got here. Some uneven cheeks. That one's got to come down. Appreciate it, Urban. Makes it more real, like that guy got socked in the nose one too many times, huh? That's all right. He's made out of wood. He can have a crooked nose. He lives in a tree. He's lucky he's got a nose at all. Let's get some of this stuff out of here. That is so, I don't know what the proper word is, but very relaxing to carve this way. What's the proper word? Somebody out there is smarter than I am, for sure. Satisfying? Satisfying is the word. More satisfying than just doing it with a Dremel for some reason. Not that I don't like Dremel carving, obviously. This is just something new. It's a new toy, and I'm having fun playing with it. They really are sharp too, right out of the package. I was surprised. And that brings me to a question for you guys that do carve with chisels and blades and things. How do you go about sharpening chisels if they need to be sharpened? Is it the same? I mean, you don't just put it on a strop like you do your knife, right? Or do you? Yeah, it does slice nice. Yeah, creation does. You still got those little spots in it there. This face is a lot wider than that last one. Those little curls coming up are very satisfying as well. It's like styrofoam or something. It just scoops right out of there. You could probably do that with a butter knife. Bridge of the nose is looking all right. Gotta take it easy on that side. This side that's not. not as wide as the other side. Too sharp on that corner. And there too. Can you tell I'm concentrating? Try not to ruin what I've got happening right now. How's that look? See what looks in here. Yeah, but you see, I can never get stuff even. I don't even know what to do with. Let's keep going. All right. Maybe somebody already answered, and I just missed it, but maybe Josh will know. Creation Dust, Josh will know. How do you go about sharpening the carving chisels? It's not the same as you sharpen a carving knife, right? Hey, John. If you don't mind me asking, sir. John uses the Workshop 3000 to sharpen chisels. So I guess is this a bad idea to go at it with one of those grinding stones that come with the Dremel kit? As if it were a lawnmower blade or something? Is that going to ruin the edge or something? Don't use the Dremel stones. Okay, I will not. And it was a cheap little set, but I ain't trying to ruin them. I want to keep using them. I don't think, I mean, possibly there is, but I wouldn't think that there's much chance of this cottonwood bark doing too much to dull them up. But if you wanted to carve in something harder, I imagine you want to be extra sharp. Hey, there's Dot. Hey, Dot. Yeah, they're definitely sharp, baby kisses. I was just curious. I mean, I never even got my that whittling knife sharp, not properly. I didn't want to lose the ability to be able to use these things just because I couldn't sharpen them. That thing you're talking about, John, is that a special tool for sharpening multiple things? Urban's telling us about his goals. He wants to lay beads like Michael, carve mushrooms like creation dust. Well, those are two folks to strive to be like, buddy. They both seem very good at those two things you just mentioned. All right, we got a little bit of a nose happening there. I don't usually get these, whatever, the nostril parts in there. It usually looks more like this one. I'll try to get something happening there. Man, that looks terrible. I get that off. Man, get it out like that. I guess y'all can't even see what I'm doing right now, can you? All right, I'll tell you what, I'm gonna leave that nose alone before I make it any worse than I just did. All right, stop, Josh. Stop. Get a little bit of the soda pop. Take a break for a second. All right, let's see. Josh is talking about sharpening chisels. Thank you, Michael. I'm trying, Blake. Leather. Okay, baby, this is, you can use any leather for stropping. Drop the bevel side after every use, and you shouldn't have to grind it. You get too dull to strop or it gets done, grind the bevel side. If you darken the bevel with a marker, you can see what's happening. Oh, that's a good, hey, that's a pretty good tip there, buddy. Oh, that would be a handy thing to do, even on just like mower blades and stuff, to see what's going on. Okay, I lost the place now. Color with a marker so you can see what's happening. Grind the edge until a burr forms on the edge and stop. Drop the burr off. Get razor sharp. Yeah, see the overheating. That's what I was wondering about. And that's why I was asking about the Dremel thing. I figured that would be, could get too hot. Change the steel or something somehow. The temperament of the steel. That's the proper word. All right. It says use a slow grinder or a sander of some sort. the edge turns purple. All right, well, okay, thank you for the tip. Or blue, you've ruined the temper in the steel. Okay. Yeah, so that's what I was worried about. I'm just going to leave them as they are and keep on carving. And hopefully they won't go too dull too fast. Really, right now, they're plenty sharp. I have no reason to need to sharpen them. Or they seem to be very sharp to me. I'm sure there's some other higher quality chisels out there that would make these look quite dull. For cottonwood bark, they've been working great. All right. Straighten this out just a little bit. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me on a Sunday afternoon. I knew I wanted to do a little carving today, and got to thinking it'd been so long since I had done a live. Figured why not? I bet this is talking about another New Zealander that's a carver. Thanks, Creation Dust. You guys enjoy yourselves. Appreciate you being here. Kind of looks like eyelashes. Starting to give that effect. Go at it on this side. Yeah, I'm poking him right now, baby kisses. Where his eye ought to be. I'm a lazy wood carver. Just dig a hole where his eye is supposed to go. Hey, Dad. I know most of you probably know, but Dad was a winner in the Ancient Artifacts Challenge. And, well, Suzanne, she's left already. And John R. Old End Carving John for the 3 winners. Dad hadn't packaged your prize up yet, because I'm using it as reference. We were just talking about it. We think he looks like Phil Robertson. What do you think? Yeah, I'll call it that too, John. I'm just taking my time. You got another one coming through DeLand and his giveaway for the Wounded Warriors thing, right? You won that other wood spirit, didn't you? I know you did. You get a little collection there. See, I have much easier time getting that even, and it's really just rounding the cheeks, and it really is just a straight line. It almost looks like it's triangular shaped, but not. Just go in deeper toward his nose. You know, that's how I learned it from Matt's video. That he did that on that big Viking, or not big, but that Viking head that he did, and when I figured out how to do that, I just kind of ran with that and said, forget normalized. I like the effect that it gives. Depending on where you're looking at it from, it has different shadows on it. I think the main part is to get a nice defined line back there. It helps give it its depth. And I don't know. That's Matt's. This is Matt's eyeball right here. He'll be able to explain it much easier than I can. I'm just trying to imitate it. Certainly no teacher. Matt would be the one I'd go to for advice. Not me. But even you can tell the difference in that side now that I got it cleaned out than the other side. But it does. It gives it a nice. Need to make his cheeks a little. Need to bring it down a little further, but starting to get there. That side just hasn't been cleaned out, but you can tell it's not. It doesn't have that defined line. It does make a difference. You can see it better right there. That side and that side. Yep, that's exactly what Georgia says. Keep carving it deeper. That's true too. I mean, you end up with it does look better if you don't try to just keep it shallow on the surface. I mean, you're not going to cut all it. I would say you're probably not going to cut all the way through it, but I mean, the further you dig, I guess the more detail you can get into it. It'll look better if I cut it back a little further. Oh, Matt, you're still here. You think old Chisel Chuck would approve of this style of carving, or am I still doing it wrong? You going to see Dr. House for some surgery, Baby Kisses? I love that show. I haven't watched it in a long time. He is funny. Do you know? Wait, let's see if that's what you're actually talking about. Are you talking about My House for eye surgery? Dr. House, that television show, the guy that plays Dr. House in real life, his name is Hugh Laurie, and he's a pretty fantastic pianist. He has a few albums out in the world. Yeah, Matt remembers Chisel Chuck. I hope I'm making him proud, Matt. I hope I'm making him proud. How's that looking? Looking like it's got a giant chip in its eye. Yeah, that side looks better now. Soften that cheek area. Not such a drastic hump. All right, we'll do the same on the other side. Oh yeah, I'll have to check it out. I'll go take a look at that map. I got talked to about a owl carving I did one time in the comments. Apparently, it was uh, offensive to some folks. Owls are apparently, and they were telling me how wrong I was for it. I just thanked them for watching the video. It was insensitive of me. That was the words that they were using. Actually, I think the comment said something about y'all carving owls. So I guess that was lumping all the wood carvers together and saying it was insensitive to the natives because the owls brought death or something. I was pretty sure that was the crow. I could be wrong. Yeah, they don't know me, Baby Kisses. That's why that don't mean nothing to me. Only comments I'm concerned with are the ones that you guys send me. All them random folks say lots of stuff. I know who's really watching and all that, you know. Those are the ones I pay attention to. I think I'm getting close to maybe a full year here on YouTube. Got to be getting close. It's looking all right, I think. All right. There's still a big hump right there. Get it straight. Yeah, there you go, Matt. Kill them with kindness. That's what I like to do too. People don't know how to react to stuff like that. That gets them more upset than if you were to give in and like start arguing with them, carrying on. They don't know what to do about it. They came in there ready to argue. That confuses them for sure. Hey, there's Ray. Look at there. See that, Ray? I'm sorry I messed the first one up. I didn't realize it was going to be so shiny. Dot sticker does the same thing. But it don't matter where it's at on the table. Hers is like a holograph or something. It's got a shiny metallic finish to it. I appreciate you sending me that sticker, buddy. Everybody knows I love stickers. I'm gonna go through my pile though, because a lot of them I got multiples of. I might tear them all off and try to reorganize it in a better way, that I'm not beating them up too bad. Because Grumpy and Perry, Amy Jo, and Sophie too, and especially Hunter, that Weldon carry, his sticker's been taking a beat. But I don't want to not have them in the frame. I still want them to be shown. I just want to get them to get them kind of out of the way of where action's happening. Maybe somehow like frame the border or something. I'll figure it out. But I want to see which ones I have multiples of, and maybe if I ask nicely, you guys can send me an extra one if I need it. But I've got a ton of my stickers. I mean, I'm sure everybody that's in here watching already has one. If there's anybody out there that's interested, baby kisses, I know you don't really receive things like that. If there is some place I can send you one, I'll be glad to do it. I love the accent, Matt. Most Americans love any kind of foreign accent, even if, you know, most Americans think that all British people are instantly super intelligent just because their voice sounds so proper. We're just dumb Americans. We can't help it. I'm only playing. Yeah, he does have a cool voice, Michael. You're right. Sprout, well, I mean, I guess I don't speak very much in any of my videos. I bet if I did, people would be complaining about my country behind. When I use that talk to text feature on my phone, like during the lives, I'm trying to chat with you guys and stuff. I'm thinking have me looking like, I don't know, ups and downs sometimes. Now, don't read it before I hit send. And I see it when you guys see it. And I realize I look like a moron about the same time you guys realize I look like that. Oh, Matt used to have the British accent. Oh, yeah, I think I remember you telling us that before, and then you moved to New Zealand. Stuff in his eyes again. All right. I think we'll try to cut the top of his head in next. And then, I don't know how long we've been going here. I ain't trying to take up everybody's time. I do appreciate y'all being here for sure. I'm telling you, Michael. My wife picks on me all the time, says it sounds like Boomhauer from King of the Hill. I'd have to agree, especially when I get excited about something. You really can't understand me then. We get around some of my hometown homeboys over here talk just like I do. We might as well be some of them wind talkers or something. I have a hard time understanding them sometimes. I get that a little deeper, I think. It's funny, but it's true. All right, let's see what happens here. Well, listen up, Ray. I'll try to talk louder if I can. I'll pretend like I'm with Grandpa. He just about got to scream at him. He still says, huh? man, that's a big old chip. This came almost got his forehead way back now. Chip came out right there. That's all right. Car deep. That's what Jordy says, right? Oh man, I might have just messed up right there. I might take that up a little bit or something. See what happens. Yeah, I don't got enough room right there. His head is gonna be stuck up in the piece of wood, I guess. I don't know what to say about that. I'm just gonna keep trying to cut this back some. I don't know. Might just mess this one up, y'all. They can't all be winners. But I'm not gonna quit on it. We're gonna keep going and see what happens. I mean, this really is only my second attempt at carving with chisels. I think if I've gotten this far along and it looks this well, I'm doing all right. In my little humble little opinion. I don't know, baby kisses. It might be. Yeah, I got enough of a forehead right there. It's more like a two head, not even a three head. I got too carried away right there in the middle, right there, and mess it up. Yeah, but I'm afraid I already got it cut too deep in this way. I'm not gonna quit on it yet. There's still hope. Maybe I could turn it into some kind of little hat or something that's down low on it. It's all gone. I don't know. That's not. Yeah. Might should have been a little more careful with the placement. See you later, Ray. Buy me something nice in Home Depot. That was a nice screen door he made. I was joking with him. I said, now that it's finished, he could fuss at his grandkids for slamming. My granddaddy, he's getting mad. He'd come running through the house and let the screen door slam. He'd chase you out on the front porch. I thought it was a funny comment. Even if it wasn't funny to anyone else, it was hysterical to me. Yeah, don't be slamming them screen doors. Baby kiss his nose. Larry Michael, thank you for coming, buddy. Thank you very much, man. I'm trying. It's going somewhere. I don't know if it's going well, but it's going. Kind of messed my head up right here. I brought it down too far. It should have been up a little higher, maybe. I might be able to cut it back some. Not real sure. We'll see how it goes. Man, I doubt we'll finish the whole thing today. I don't know how long I've been going. Well, I see he says 8 seconds ago it started. It's been about an hour and a half. Maybe it is about time for me to hop off of here. I sure do appreciate you guys coming and hanging out with me. I wish I could do the lives more often. It is a lot of fun. You get to be the maestro of the live and not just in the audience. Lives going on all over the place. That's what all those notifications y'all keep hearing is. All right, a little bit longer. Just cause baby kisses says so. I got a few hundred to land. I think I got over 300. I'm pretty sure. It's like I want to say 320 something maybe. It's only been just about a year that I've actually been on YouTube. I really ain't been carving wood that long. I mean, it's just been maybe about 2 years. But heck yeah, give me to 1,000. Give me to 10,000. I appreciate your kind words, sir. That's very kind of you to say. I just really enjoy doing it, you know. I mean, when I learned that it maybe wasn't as difficult as it looked, and I got the courage up to at least give it a try. That was, that was the biggest thing. You know, just get started, man. Like everybody says that though. Just start. And I think you've seen that. You get started Dremel carving. Your wood spirits that I've seen get better and better every time. Yeah, not that I'm some kind of authority on wood spirits, but they look good to me. I think you do a great job. Oh, John's got to go. Go outside and carve, John. That's right. Don't sit here and watch me. You go carve your own. No matter what I'm doing, you go do you. And then share it with us, please, because we all want to see it. I feel like I'm going to flake that off, but then again, I don't want to. Thank you, baby kisses. I'm kind of like old Wally when it comes to that. I want it to be. Man, I hate sanding. I can't stand it, but I spend a lot of time with it. I spent a lot of time with a little piece of sandpaper on that last one I carved with the chisel. I don't know. It does make it look so much better to spend that time sanding on it. I mean, I guess you don't want to take it all away because it is handmade. And it's not supposed to look like a molded piece of plastic or something, but I don't know. I do like to try to sand them up nice and smooth if I can help it. I was kind of pulling it back up a little bit. I'm going to keep going like that. Might end up cutting his nose down some more or something. Yeah, for sure, DeLand. Those are two guys we can all certainly learn from. You're right. Very different styles. But they're both, I mean, those are both legendary carvers in my opinion. And, you know, if I was making a list, two of them would be right there at the top for sure. Oh, speaking of legendary carvers, hey old pal, check this out. Let's just get this out of the way because it don't even matter anymore. Let's talk about somebody that really does this, or really did this. I think I asked you guys, I was telling you about my mom going to that museum, that wood carver. This is him. I hope it's not too shiny. That's his name is Ernest Warther, and he's actually, the museum is in Ohio, but go to YouTube and search this guy out in his museum. He did like ivory carvings. All these trains have been carved. His wife was a collector and a gardener and stuff. And these are all a bunch of buttons that she had. This is all wood and ivory. This entire train, every part of it that he carved. There's a lot of the other ones that he did. But what I found, I mean, maybe not the most amazing, his name's Ernest Warther. You can see right there in his hand what he's doing. That was one of the most famous things I guess he'd ever done. He makes pliers out of this little block of wood. And this one came from the museum. This was his, I believe that's his great to the fifth grandson, Dean Warther. And, you know, that's from the museum. It's a little stamp on it, but it's a little pair of working pliers. It's made out of a solid block of wood. It takes 10 specific cuts to make this set of pliers, and then you split it down the top and you split it down the middle, and if you do it just right, they'll open right up just like that. It's pretty amazing. Mom got me a little DIY kit from the place, and it came with this was the kit. It was a pack of these dowels. They're already cut into the shape, and it came with a band-aid naturally. And you just do it with a whittling knife. That's the block that you start with. It's a piece of basswood. And it didn't come with instructions or anything. You just go find him on YouTube, or the videos about him on YouTube, and there's a step-by-step instruction from one of his grandchildren or great grandsons, whoever's working at that museum now. But that fella right there is something else. You guys go check, go research that fella. Master carver extraordinaire for sure. But I thought that was so cool when Mom brought it. I've seen wooden pliers and things like that before, but you know, never really gave much thought to it until I got into this, I guess. But it was really cool, man. It's a working pair of pliers. You wouldn't want to put a whole lot of force on it, but you know, they do actually work. Pretty cool. But he came up with that himself. And you do it with a blade, you know, a knife. I've tried it several times with this. I've got a pile of them right here. Every single one of them was a fail. I've come close a few times, but not quite. I get it to the point I'm ready to split it and open it, and then disaster. I almost had that one. I had the cavity cut out properly. But that's the thing. Once you start to do it and you make those cuts in it, and you think you're through it, if you're not, if you haven't cleared each part, it will not open. And then they split if you try. But if you get them just right, those few cuts, it just opens right up. It's amazing to watch somebody that actually knows how to do it. Cool party trick. But I've been trying. I ain't got it right yet. That's something I thought I'd share with you guys. We were talking about people that are great carvers. It's just somebody that I have came across lately. I think this knife is too thick still, baby, because as thin as it is, it's still too thick. It won't fit inside the line that's already cut into these pliers. And you do have to do a couple of plunge cuts. Yeah, both of these cuts on each side of that joint right there go all the way through to the other side. You do have to get it to go all the way through to the other side. And you just kind of like, I guess, rock your knife or whatever. That's one on each side there. And then this one at the top of that, you have to make that 45-degree angle. So your knife goes in at a 45-degree angle, and it has to pass through both of those vertical cuts and into that space in between to actually cut loose that working part. Then you have to do the same thing on the other side, except at the opposite angle to open it up for that 45. It's 10 specific designated cuts to make that block of wood open up into a pair of pliers. It blows my mind. It's amazing. And I don't think any of them are here right now, but the 3 winners from my Ancient Artifacts Challenge got a block of that wood and a Band-Aid and instructions as to where to go to learn how to do that in their prize package. So we'll see if maybe one of them can do it, but I sure haven't been able to do it yet. Anyway, that's enough of that. I just thought I'd share. Glenn thought it was pretty cool. I think it's amazing, man. It really is. Something else. And it's a simple little piece of wood. If somebody sat down and thought of that and then brought it out of their mind, then, you know, may it really happen. I think that's pretty amazing. You're gonna whittle what? You're gonna make one of those pair of pliers, baby kisses? You know how to do that? Is that the instructional video that you can follow that they tell you at the museum to use? I mean, he's telling you what he's doing, but he's moving fast, and it's kind of hard to keep up with it. It's obvious he's been doing it for a long, long time. I bet you can. I think the trick really is, and he made the man made his own carving blades and everything. Like he invented specific knives. It might be some of the knives we use today or you guys use today, and we just don't know that he's who they came from. But it was amazing. If you, I mean, not just the video about making the pliers, but there's tons of videos about him and his life and all the stuff that's up at that museum. He was making these things out of matchsticks. He made one of these out of a matchstick. There was one out of a toothpick that he made. And there's a tree at that place that is nothing but pairs of these pliers that are just coming out of the handle of the next one, and the next one, and the next one, and there's this giant tree that's made out of these things there. Mom sent me a bunch of pictures and stuff. It was pretty crazy. I saw a walking stick that he had made that had the Abraham Lincoln's bust on top of it. It was amazing, and it looked just like him. And they had like coming down the walking stick, it was like balls trapped in cages and things like that. All these different trick carving type things that guy figured out how to do. Pretty cool. Yeah, a small, like a really tiny X-Acto knife, like a razor blade, I think would be what to use to do those baby kisses. I thought that was really cool. I'm surprised I didn't pull it up before now to show y'all. I told myself if I ever did do a live again, I was going to share that. I got him hanging up here on my workbench. A little inspiration, I guess. I want to say they said he died in 1901 or something. I don't think they said he was born in 1901. I think he said he died in 1901. So we're talking a long time ago. But it still lives on through his family and his children, grandchildren, and all that. And yeah, that's something special in itself right there. To me. Oh, I guess it looks so bad. I'm just going to have to keep his eyebrows kind of thin. Maybe that will help with the forehead. Hey, old Pat, is that like one of those fancy Japanese guys that make moving furniture out of a solid block? Is that what that is? I'm seeing a lot of that stuff. It's pretty amazing. The Japanese woodworkers do. Those carpet blades, is that it's like a flat razor blade, kind of rectangular shape instead of triangular shape? Is that what you're talking about? I'm not like those safety razors that you shave your face with, but I think I know what you're talking about. Oh, okay. He had a couple pairs of wooden scissors at that museum too. There was so much stuff there. He was a collector too. He had tons of like arrowheads. Like I said, his wife had buttons, and she was some kind of like a master gardener. The wood carving museum is also a giant her garden. You know, I guess obviously she's long since passed too, but they kept her garden growing, and that's the reason why Mom went there. It didn't have anything to do with the wood carving. It just so happened to be the same thing or the same place. But I don't know. It's somewhere in Ohio. It says so right here, Dover, Ohio. If anybody's close by, maybe you can go check it out. All right, guys. Well, I think it's about that time. I am starting to get sweaty now. I apologize. But I probably will keep carving on this thing throughout this coming week. I might not actually do a video since we started it off on a live, but I'll definitely post some pictures and things. I appreciate y'all putting up with me for this long. This might be one of the longest lives I've ever done, unless you count the one that I did with the land. That one might have been a little longer. This one's been right at 2 hours. Hello? Yeah. Here you go, baby. Kiss us one more time if you want to see it. Well, that's his name. Let's see if it's got some, might have some, there you go. There's his information right there. There's a museum website there too. Did you get it? You got it? Anybody else want to see it again? Yeah, there's trains and stuff he made. I mean, you know, back then, carving in ivory was acceptable. Obviously, it's not today. Guess they didn't really know what they were doing, but it was amazing. It's really something else. There's so much stuff to see. Not just trains and wooden pliers, for sure. Thank you very much, Glenn. Yes, baby kisses, got it. Good, I'm glad you did. Your husband will probably enjoy that very much. All right, thank y'all so much. Hope everyone has the rest of your Sunday is a wonderful Sunday. That's what I'm trying to get out of my mouth. Thank you very much.